When I'm feeling run down and needing a recharge, I know food is a big part of that for me. It allows me to get back on track. So what have I done? I've decided to share with you one of my favorite places. It's called the Stein Eriksen Lodge, Deer Valley. Today, on The Younger You.
I'm on top of the world, now I'm living, and the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah. And it's a good, I won't even worry anymore. Took all my cares, took and kicked them all out the door. Go on and try, come and tell me what you're waiting for. Move and keep on going till your life is overflowing, yeah.
Today on the show, I'm turning it over to some very capable hands who look into what a world-class chef makes at home and also for me when I'm up here at the hotel. But don't worry, he's assured me that even I can make these in my own kitchen. Chef Zane, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine. Thanks for coming up.
Well, I love it. You're going to do 4 recipes for us today.
We are. Great recipes.
Where do we start?
We're going to start with our world famous Chef Zane's power cakes.
Okay, so I better get out of your way.
See you later. We're going to go ahead and get started with our world famous Stein's power cakes. Beautiful pancakes. It starts your day. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day. We're going to make beautiful fluffy pancakes. Some key ingredients today: buttermilk, melted butter, eggs, amazing dried fruits. So I'm using cranberries and apricots today, golden raisins, regular raisins, cherries, apples, apricots. Lots of fun things will work. Our granola, we make this here at Stein Eriksen Lodge. Beautiful berries. I like to use lots of colors. Colors are great. The more colors in your food, the better it is for you. If I can't find them in the winter, I go frozen. A little baking soda, baking powder, salt, beautiful malted flour. I love malted flour. It's a little sweeter. We're not adding a lot of sugar to this dish. The malted flour, just a bit sweeter than AP flour if you don't have it. AP flour will work, our all-purpose flour. If you want to add a little bit, you can go ahead and use a little wheat flour. Those dishes will all work for these beautiful light power pancakes. Lots of carbs are going to get you through the day. Let's get started with our first step of making power cakes this morning. Our first step, we're going to add a bit of butter. Rich, you got to have butter. Fat is flavor. I'm going to add a bit of buttermilk, beautiful buttermilk, a few eggs, just a bit of water. I'm going to reserve a little water to thin our pancakes out. So I'm going to give it a mix. Very simple. Again, really easy. Our malted flour, a little baking soda. This is going to make our light, fluffy pancakes a baking powder. Again, it's going to lighten our pancakes. And I'm just going to give this a little bit of a mix. And now just a pinch of salt. I like to use kosher salt, but our regular Morton's is going to work just fine. Eggs go in, water's going in, buttermilk's going in. We don't want to overwork this. We don't want to have sticky pancakes. So we're just going to stir it around and kind of back up on itself until we get a smooth pancake. Keep mixing. I'm going to add just a little more water to this dish. This is our world famous granola we use here at Stein Eriksen Lodge. Alec Baldwin's favorite dish. Add just a little bit. We're going to save some for our pancakes here in a minute. We're going to chop up these cranberries and apricots just a little bit more, just to make sure they're a good texture bit. So we've got our granola, we've got all of our dry fruits. We're going to add a little bit of our fresh fruits. I like the tartness of the raspberries and all those beautiful things that blueberries bring to you. And that is our pancake batter. Completed our pancake batter. The next step, we have to make pancakes. This was one of my favorite things as a kid, cooking pancakes. I loved it, whether we were outside, we were camping on the grill, or in the kitchen. I've got this beautiful batter. I'm gonna add to my warm pancake griddle. So some non-stick pancake griddles. We're just gonna make 3 or 4 pancakes here at a time. And the key to this is not making them too huge so you can still flip them. And once we get these on the grill, we are going to garnish them. That's the key. You have to have the garnish to make the power cakes. We're going to continue to add bits to this. So we have our granola. I'm going to add just a little more granola to each pancake. This is going to add texture. This is going to, again, just add those slow carbohydrates when we're out. And more berries. You have to have more berries. So a bit of berries. Again, these could be our frozen berries. In this case, we're using fresh, as we always try to when they're in season. Now we're ready to flip the pancakes. Next step is we're gonna let them cook and plate them. And we're plating the pancakes. A few more berries. A bit of Greek yogurt. And a little bit of berry syrup to finish. And that's what I call pancakes at my house.
Coming up after the break, Chef Zane will be preparing one of my favourite dishes of all time, seared wild salmon.
Like us on Facebook for updates on the show and how to join the Younger You conversation.
Welcome back. Our next recipe today is one of my favorites. I make this at home all the time. It's a favorite for me after a bike ride. Seared wild salmon, super greens, farro, and berries with a great almond dressing. Next thing we're gonna make is the almond dressing, the first step in the recipe. A couple of key ingredients here: Spanish almond, great protein, some beautiful healthy fats. Cumin, fantastic for digestion. They say it can help with the common cold. A few tablespoons. Cottonseed oil, a nice neutral oil. Sesame oil, if you have to, use a little canola oil. White balsamic, one of my favorites, beautiful flavors. Bit of lemon juice. I'm gonna throw just a bit of salt and pepper in. Fresh cracked white pepper and salt. A few shots of Tabasco. We've made our dressing. I'm gonna let that sit and rest just a minute. We're gonna get our greens. Beautiful super greens. One of my favorite things in the summer. Beautiful kales, beet greens, spinach, arugula, all fantastic. Great for the heart and soul. Something you really have to have in the summertime. Again, we like to make simple salads, so we like to keep things easy. This salad is featuring not only super greens, one of my favorites, farro. So farro is a beautiful grain. Farro comes from Egypt originally. It's a wheat, does have a bit of gluten in it. Follow the directions on the package. Quick cooking, it will cook in a rice cooker or on the stove top. So I'm gonna add just a bit of farro to this bowl, and this is cooked. So beautiful texture, it has this great leathery texture. It's one of my favorites. Just adds texture to salads. We have to have texture in salads. So shallot, I like to take a little shallot, give me that great onion sharp flavor, but not quite as big as an onion. I love to use shallots at home. So now I've taken my shallots, give them just a quick julienne, and we go into our bowl with our farro. I'm gonna add a few more almonds. Again, great protein. A little cilantro. I love to have a little cilantro in there, a great, beautiful antioxidant. And more berries. So summertime, beautiful berries. Fresh berries work. Frozen berries are also fantastic. Hopefully you have a few berries out your back door. Some great giant blackberries today. And then our super greens. So again, some of our kales, some of our cilantros, arugulas, all really fantastic antioxidants. If you're not getting them in your diet, this is the chance to do it. Now we give it just a bit of a toss. Now we've tossed our salad, we're gonna get our dressing. It's had a chance to sit and just let those flavors come together. So this beautiful almond dressing is gonna work in your refrigerator for about a week. Lots of beautiful things you can do with this. Finish a piece of chicken, a lot of fun things. I'm gonna add a few tablespoons of this fantastic dressing. Again, just rich, nutty flavors, earthy tones to it, and we're gonna incorporate the dressing. I wanna just crush those berries just a little bit. I wanna open up those flavors as I get this salad coming together. And again, all that farro and onions, so a little bit of earthy flavors, a little bit of sharp flavors, texture of the berries, texture of our almonds in this. This salad is gonna be amazing. Now we've finished the salad. The next step is all about salmon. Beautiful summer wild salmon, great omega-3s, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful for the heart, beautiful for the stamina. We're gonna get this seasoned, a little salt and pepper, and then a little bit of oil, a nice hot pan. I like to have a little heat. I wanna get a little sear going. That's gonna give you flavor on this fish. You can go out to your grill. Salmon is beautiful outside on the grill, but you gotta hear it. If I'm not hearing it, your pan's not hot enough. So my salmon's going in. We're gonna go about 3 minutes per side, and these are some beautiful 4 to 5 ounce pieces of fish. I got these from the market. One of my favorites at home. You can't go wrong with salmon. It's gonna give you all of that great energy and protein you need. So we're gonna let these sear about 3 minutes on the side. I like to have that nice, dark, golden color. Now we're gonna flip our salmon over. And you know your salmon's ready when you have this beautiful color. It's a little firm to the touch, but not too much. It's just yielding a little bit. And you know we've prepared our salad and our dressing, so we're ready to plate. I take our beautiful salmon. We go right over to our plate with a beautiful piece of fish. We're gonna turn off our gas so we don't overcook our fish. I love to finish this fish with just a bit of that dressing. So a little drizzle, and this fish is ready to go. That's seared wild salmon with super greens. I call it lunch.
Stay with us because next, Chef Zane will be cooking up some grilled curry chicken. You're going to love this dish. Closed captioning for The Younger You is brought to you by Mindful Medical. Be sure to head over to theyounger.you.tv to stay up to date with all things Younger You.
Welcome back. I'm Zane Holmquist at Stein Eriksen Lodge. We've been cooking all day today. 2 beautiful dishes. One of my favorites for a Sunday morning are power cakes. Before you go out for a bike ride or take the kids to lacrosse, great protein, beautiful berries in there. Our second dish we did, seared salmon, beautiful wild salmon with a farro salad, one of my favorites for lunch. Our next dish, we're gonna do a light supper. You've been busy all day. We've been running around. We're gonna get in and we're gonna make a simple dish. We're gonna start out with the first step, making a little pesto. A pesto is a pesto with no dairy. So this is a dairy-free dish. It's really, really simple, really, really delicious. Basil leaves. I've got some from the market, or go out in your yard and cut a bit out of the back in the garden. Some beautiful spicy arugula. We love that flavor, that pepperiness of arugula. It really makes it special. Pumpkin seeds, again, just super tasty pumpkin seeds, a couple of tablespoons. Our cumin, a great digestive, add a little earthy flavor. Extra virgin olive oil, this is a beautiful rich green olive oil from California. Great for you, very healthy fat. A bit of salt, and just a garlic clove or 2 if you'd like, but if you don't like garlic, go ahead and omit it. Feel free to leave those out. And we're just gonna give this a quick buzz in the food processor. We've made our pesto. I like to let it sit and let those flavors just come together. So we're gonna give it a minute to rest while we go on to our marinades. I like to make marinades. They're gonna add flavor, they're gonna tenderize. So this is a simple marinade. I like to go at least 6 hours, but overnight is great. Beautiful cilantro leaves. Just a little bit of olive oil. Lemon juice, very simple. A couple of garlic cloves, but you have to give them a mash. I like to peel them and just give them a smash with your knife. Very simple. This is gonna open up those flavors, release all those garlic flavors. A couple tablespoons of curry. Curry's not spicy. People are always afraid of curry. It just has a dark heat. This is Madras curry. A little more extra virgin olive oil, about a half a cup or so. A julienned onion. And then finish with just a pinch of salt and pepper. And we have a very simple marinade. If you're not doing our chicken, you can marinate a salmon with this. You can marinate turkey. Beautiful for pork. So lots of great options with this marinade. Our dish today is including chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. I like chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts. A little more protein. They do have a few more calories, but richer flavor, and you're not gonna overcook them. We're gonna trim up this chicken and trim off just a little bit of this excess fat as we go before we put them on our marinade. So we've cleaned up these chicken thighs. These are fantastic, beautiful fresh chicken thighs I picked up at the market this morning. And they're gonna marinate up just fantastically. So we're gonna go ahead and add these now to our marinade. And we're just gonna let these sit in this marinade for at least 4 hours. I like overnight. Overnight, throw it in a quick Ziploc bag or a Tupperware. It'll be ready to go for lunch tomorrow. Very quick and easy. And we're gonna go in the refrigerator at least 4 hours. We can go overnight, put it in a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware. We're gonna get onto our potatoes. So I've peeled just a nice sweet potato here, really simple. And I wanna cut it in about 1/4 inch thick bits, a little bit of an angle so I can easily put these on my grill with my chicken. I love grilling sweet potatoes, beautiful flavor, a lot better than fries. Your kids will love them on the grill. We've moved to the stovetop. I've got one of these beautiful little griddle pans. I've got it good and hot. We can do this dish outside on the barbecue. I've got my potatoes. We're gonna go right onto this little griddle pan and let our potatoes start to cook. We have our marinated chicken. Now, I said we're gonna go 4 hours minimum. So now I have my marinated chicken thighs. I wanna keep just a little bit of that juicy marinade right on there. You can hear it cooking. I know my pan is now hot enough. We're gonna cook this for about 6 minutes on a side, flip it over and let it finish. I want a little bit of color on that chicken. I want that beautiful caramel flavor. So we've been flipping our potatoes, so we've got a little color on those. We've been grilling them. Now we're gonna flip over our chicken, and you can see this beautiful color. These chicken thighs are just browning up gorgeous. Fantastic colors. As that develops, as we get that color, that crust, that's gonna be the flavor. That's gonna make our chicken really, really tasty. We're gonna let this cook at just another few minutes. This is the part I love about cooking. It's coming together, the flavors, the aromas. I mean, it's just exciting. If you could smell this, I mean, I'm ready to eat right now. So simple dish. We're gonna plate some sweet potatoes. A few bits of our chicken now, gorgeous. It's just cooked just right. Fantastic flavors. You can see all of that color and texture. I'm gonna come over here. You remember we had our pesto, so we're gonna grab our pesto just to finish this chicken. Just a little bit of that flavor of that pesto to finish that dish. I've got a great salad here with quinoa and arugula and a few pumpkin seeds and dried cranberries to finish. That's dinner.
You don't want to miss what Chef Zane will be making next. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hi guys, welcome back. This is our last dish we're making for you today. We're gonna do a healthy chicken and dumplings. Troy wanted something I could pop out of the refrigerator, something that'll freeze, something that you can pre-make for those busy days when your family's on the go. Today, I've got Chef John, my right-hand guy, helping us out today. He's gonna help us get these chickens stuffed and ready to go. John, if you'll start stuffing those guys. We're gonna do a little lemon, lime, orange, onion, and celery. Just gonna get some aromatics in these birds. It's gonna make them juicy, tasty, and make sure every part of that chicken is just right. We're gonna make the dumplings as our second step before we make our soup. John, hand me some of those bowls and equipment there. So a really simple dumpling. We're gonna go...
What's your dry ingredients?
We're gonna go a little bit of all-purpose flour, a little bit of whole wheat flour, one of my favorites, flax seeds. Beautiful oils. It's gonna be fantastic for your hair, for digestion. A little bit of egg white, a little bit of milk, a little bit of baking soda to go in with our salt. And now we're gonna give these just a stir until we get this dough consistency. So we've got our chicken out. We've let it rest. As you were wondering at home why I can touch him straight out of the oven. We're gonna just trim off our chicken wings and get him ready to go. Chef Johnny, if you can give me a hand, start pulling that chicken meat and off of the thighs. We're gonna remove the skin because we said this is our healthy chicken version. So once we've pulled all this beautiful meat off this chicken, we're gonna go ahead and move to the next step of making our soup for dinner. Now we've finished our chicken, we're ready to make the body of the chicken and dumplings. We're gonna start with just a little bit of oil, not much, a tablespoon or two. We're gonna cook our heavy ingredients first, our things that take a little time. We're gonna have some diced celery, some diced onion, some diced carrot, And again, you can change these up. Your family's favorite vegetables, or vegetables aren't available that day, use what you want. A little bit of parsnip, one of my favorite flavors, dark, earthy flavors. We're gonna saute this for about 4 minutes. Just let those vegetables cook, develop those aromas. When it smells like Grandma's house, you're ready to move to the next step. Our celery, carrot, and onions sauteing away. A bit of mushrooms. I like green beans. I've cut the green beans up. Fresh or frozen peas. Just a bit of zucchini. Gonna give it a bit of a stir, and then about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch is all it's gonna take. We just wanna have this to thicken up this soup. Again, we're keeping it light. I'm gonna now add just a few cups of water. I have a beautiful light chicken stock. I get a no salt, no sodium chicken stock. So we'll add a little chicken stock and then just a bit of skimmed milk. Again, remember, this is a healthy version of chicken and dumplings. So a few cups of skimmed milk. We have to season it up a little bit. Bit of rubbed sage. That was always in your grandmother's cupboard. You never knew what to do with it. Rubbed sage, beautiful flavor. Bit of white pepper. Fresh thyme. You can use dried thyme if it's unavailable. A good bit of chopped parsley. Again, fresh or a little bit of dried. And then my favorite, the thing that makes this dish, a little molasses. So a little dark molasses. It's going to add a beautiful flavor, color, and aroma to this chicken and dumplings. We're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. Just as it comes to a boil and that cornstarch begins to thicken it, we're ready to go and move on to our next step, adding our chicken. And give it a stir. Chef John's going to throw it in this casserole. And John, you know, your dumplings look absolutely amazing. Great work.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
Into our casserole. All right, now we're going to add our dumplings on the top. And once we finish these on the top, we're going to go ahead and bake this for about 15 minutes at 450 with a lid and let these dumplings steam. And voila, you have healthy chicken and dumplings. And this is our chicken and dumplings as it comes out of the oven. Wow, those aromas, just fresh, bright, beautiful, beautiful, healthy food for you and your family. And we finish with just a little parsley. And that's what I call healthy chicken and dumplings. Enjoy dinner.
They say you are what you eat, and needless to say, it is absolutely true. Our health is nothing but a clear reflection of our food habit. Now, if we consume healthy food and follow a well-balanced diet, we will definitely stay healthy. Thank you to my great buddy, Chef Zane. But if you want to find out more information about the show and all the recipes that you've seen, they're all going to be online at theyoungeryou.tv, and I'm going to see you next week.
Find out next week about a natural way to boost that bosom of yours.
I feel like it's going to help me get my confidence back. I'm so excited.
The Younger You set provided by Madison McCord Interiors.